Shalom to everyone, to Living with the Times. We are continuing to discuss the current events in Israel. And this week we are connecting it to the Torah portion of Lecha. In the Torah, the first instruction, the first command from God to Avram is Lech Lecha me'artzecha. Go out of your land and your birthplace and your father's house to the land that I will show you. So these words, Lech Lecha, all the commentaries have pointed out, Lech means go, travel, journey. Lecha means to you. So even though on the simple reading of it, Lech Lecha means you go and leave your land and your father's house and your birthplace and go to the land that I will show you. But everyone points out the double language is telling Avram, you have two journeys to make. There is an outer journey to the land that I will show you, but just as importantly, there is an inner journey that you need to take. You need to divorce yourself or step out of or go beyond your birthplace, your father's house, and the land that you were born to a new land, to a new attitude, to a new state of consciousness. So there's really two journeys happening here. We can relate this very much to what is happening in Israel now, that there's really two wars that are going on. One is on the battlefield, and the other one is an inner battle with the state that the Jewish people were in right before this terrible, terrible massacre happened on Simchas Torah. I think everyone knows that the whole year before this, there was a lot of dissension in Israel, a lot of strife over what's called judicial reform. And in many ways, that was just not an excuse, but there were many, many issues. And the situation here was very tense, very stressful. People were talking about the possibility of civil war, God forbid. And then all of a sudden, this terrible, terrible thing happens. And some of the reports that we've gotten from intelligence as to why now did they decide to strike in such a bold yet cruel way. And part of it was they look at Israel and they saw what they perceived as Israel was falling apart. What better time to attack your enemy when you perceive that they're weak and there's disunity among them? And so therefore, there is a war on the front, but there is a war that we have to fight. We'll call it a battle against disunity. And if anyone is familiar with what's happening in Israel now, there is such unity now. There's such unity, even though the issues that were there before are still there, but people now realize the dangers of such disunity. And everyone has come together. Everyone is trying to play their part, no matter how big or small, in defending Israel and overcoming the terrible situation that we're in. So if you look at the words Lech Lecha, they're actually the exact same letters. Lamed Chaf, Lech Lecha. And therefore they have the same numerical value. Each one equals 50. Together they equal 100. But each part, Lech equals 50 and Lecha, telling us that if we would fall back into disunity, that would be like losing half of the battle before we even get to the battlefield. We must be unified. That's the inner journey that we have to traverse right now. And if we were able to fight both of these battles at the same time, we will most certainly be successful. We know that at the time of the Second Temple, we're told that Sinat Chinam was the reason for the destruction of the temple. Now, you could say, well, didn't the Romans come and destroy the temple? But what we're being told here is that had we not been so divisive among ourselves, if there would have been more unity, Rome would not have been able to destroy the temple and send us into exile for 2,000 years. So this number 100, Lech Lecha equals 100. Avram is 100 years old when Yitzchak is born. And the birth of Yitzchak represents everything that Avram and Sarah were fighting for, were devoting their lives to have someone to carry it on. So right now, we, the Jewish people, also have to give birth to something new, to a new understanding of the importance of unity. We could be unified and still have differences of opinions. People are people, humans are humans, and we won't always agree, but there's a way to do it in a civil way, in a peaceful way, and in a way that we could have mediation, we can have compromise. And so right now, we need to win the war on the battlefield, and we should pray for all of our soldiers. We should pray for all of our captives that they're returned peaceful. But ultimately, it depends very, very much on us maintaining a sense of unity. So I'm appealing to everyone. Do what you can to defend Israel publicly, financially, spiritually, and together we will win both battles.